Hello, my name is Richard Haynes, and I'm here doing this podcast today with Andrea Haynes, who has put her name in the ring to run for town council for the Raymond, Alberta Town Council. Andrea, it's good to be here with you.
Good to be here with you.
So I have some questions for you that myself and probably a lot of other people might be interested in hearing the answers for. So first of all, tell us about yourself.
Okay. Well, we are married.
Yeah.
You are my husband.
So this might not be one that I'm actually looking for an answer for.
Yes.
But good for you who's listening to.
Yes, this is my husband, Richard. He's interviewing me today. We've been married for 25 years this year. We have 5 wonderful children, 6 actually, including our daughter-in-law. We've lived in Raymond for a total of 11 and a half years. And this is my favorite place to live. We've lived in Calgary, we've lived in Okotoks, Raymond, then Kingston, and then back to Raymond. And when we moved to Kingston for a job for you, I knew that we would be coming back here. I knew it. And I absolutely love living here. Just a little bit about me and my work and education. I have been heavily involved in my children's education for over 18 years. I'm retired from that, and I have been educating myself in a bunch of different modalities. Right now I'm getting certified in 0 Point Meridian, which is like a emotional release body work.
And it's a technique
kind of treatment.
It's a technique that's been certified by a governing body. For those of you who are familiar with EFT, it kind of combines EFT with some breath work and EMDR, bringing in some of the powerful aspects of each of those.
Yep. Just a couple other things. I am co-owner of Empower Potential Coaching with my husband, Richard. I have been facilitating or running 40-day challenges for the last couple of years, and I absolutely love doing that with people and just seeing the changes that people are able to make with simple daily goals that they do to transform their lives. I think it's incredible. And I also have a podcast like you. We both have podcasts. And I love interviewing people and getting to know people and hearing their stories. I think it's really enjoyable.
Okay, so next question here is, why are you running?
Why am I running? I absolutely love this town. I love living in this town, and I love serving in this town. I have served in this town for many, many years in many different capacities. I feel called to run for town council, and I already serve a lot in this community. It would just be a different way to serve. I have the time to do this right now. My kids are all in school, in high school and junior high now, so I've got a lot more time on my hands that I can serve the community to an even greater capacity. I love this community. I think it's so wonderful and so special, and I would love to be able to help this community to be even better than what it currently is, because it's amazing. But I feel like all things can improve, right? And what are those things? How can we make this town even more amazing than it already is?
Thank you.
Yeah.
So what are your strengths that could benefit the town of Raymond?
Well, like I said, I have served, I love serving the community. I've served in a lot of different capacities. I have a strong passion for community building. I have had that for so many years. Over the years here in Raymond and also in Kingston, we lived there for 7 years. I was a very strong player builder in building, actually creating and then maintaining co-ops, educational co-ops that brought community members together and that's one of the things that I absolutely love, is bringing people together. I feel like I'm a gatherer, and I love bringing people together and finding common ground together, getting to know each other, and serving together. So that's one of my strengths, I would say.
And I agree with that. I've seen it over the years. You do that a lot.
Thank you. I feel like another one of my gifts is that I'm really, really good at and feel really passionate also about making people feel like they belong, making people or helping to welcome people. We've had international students over the year. I had international students that lived with me before we were married. And then after we were married, we had international students that lived with us. And it was always one of my goals for them to feel at home. And that is something that I feel like is a really important value of mine, is for people here in town, people in my home, and people in my community to feel like they belong here, that they have a voice here, and that they feel included, and that they feel at home. That's super important to me, and that is something that I feel like I would be very passionate about, and bringing to this town as a town councillor. I also, in serving or in running the 40-day challenges for the last 2 years, I have really developed a strong understanding of simple actions that can be taken, simple, positive, intentional actions that can be taken. And as people are consistent, even seeing this in my own life, since May, I have set a goal to drop 1 pound a week. And I just reached my 25-pound mark, which is a massive celebration for me. But it has been small, consistent, daily effort over these last almost 5 months to do. And I'm not just seeing that in my own life. I'm seeing that in other people's lives as they're participating in the 40-day challenges. And the small and simple and steady is so powerful. And if there are things that we choose to focus on, and we have a clear vision for what we could accomplish in Raymond, maybe it's decreasing our debt, maybe it's, whatever we decide that we want to focus on as a town, if we move in a forward motion continually, and we are consistent, I know that we can see incredible things happen.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So if you're elected, what are your top priorities for Raymond in the next few years?
Okay. So one of the things I think is really important for us as a town, as a people here, is for us as a community to become even more self-sustained. And what I mean by that is for us to have everything that we need for our community right here. So we don't need to outsource. We don't need to go to Lethbridge. We don't need to go to Amazon. We have all the things that we need right here, whether it's natural resources, like being able to grow our own food here, whether that's greenhouses or whatever, community gardens, being able to grow our own food here. Also resources, natural resources and industry. So do we have enough business here? And do we know the talents and gifts of the people here in town that we could pool together, and that we could self-sustain here, right in Raymond, have everything that we need as a community if we needed to. I think that's really, really important for the future, because we don't know what could happen in the future. We are living in a kind of a wild and crazy world. We have a federal government that's talking about massive recession, a massive recession. So for us to be able to pool and see what's here, and to be able to pool those resources, and even develop industry, or just a more entrepreneurial spirit here in town. One of the things that the Chamber's doing that I absolutely love is the young entrepreneur training that's in with the library. Actually, they run it and we sponsor it, and it's beautiful, and just helping children to realize the things that they could do as a business, the natural talents and skills they already have, and to help children create businesses that then they could then have in our community, and it would support them and it would support our community, and it's beautiful.
Next question: what's one change or initiative that you think would most improve life in Raymond right now?
I think that something that could change here for the better is the way our communication in town. So I would love to see a more positive outlets for more positive communication with community members. So, and also for town council to just kind of a transparency, and for the people of the town to be able to have a voice. We have Raymonarian discussion, and that can get a little wild and crazy sometimes. Sometimes we have really awesome things on there, and sometimes we have really some things that are not as awesome. So having other outlets for people to be able to voice the things that are important to them, for town council, for different organizations here in town, different groups of people. We have, different church groups here. We have different interest groups here. We've got different organizations here. For us to be able to communicate and know what each other's doing, and to work together, like collaborate together on things that we're working on, like the Chamber and the town working together. One example of that is the Chamber's been talking about creating a business directory for like all the businesses that we have in Raymond, whether they have a storefront or they're operating out of their home, is that we have a business directory so that people in Raymond, when they're looking for, we have somebody new, or we have people who are just wondering, a plumber or this or that or whatever, they can go to this business directory, and we do it with the town. So it's on the town website, and then people can shop here. They can shop locally and use the people and the resources that are right in Raymond versus going to Lethbridge or doing other things. But as I was saying, another idea that I had about positive communication, that I think it's just an idea right now, but doing something like what we're doing right now, like a podcast, or like highlighting all the different churches that are in town and learning about them and all the different organizations in town and what they do and how they serve Raymond. All the committees that we have, the interest groups, and what they're about. And if we can all learn about each other and understand each other better, I think that we could increase the unity that we have here in town. And it's kind of like, when somebody calls you on the phone, a telemarketer, and you don't know them, you have no idea who they are, but they're trying to sell something to you. And so what do most of us do? We hang up on them, right? If that person comes to your door and they want to talk to you, and you know them, like you've gotten to know them on a personal level, are you going to have the same tendency to slam the door on them if you know who they are, right? Like the more we know each other, the more it just opens up opportunities for us to be working as a community, being open together. What would you say? What's another word for that? Like
just more unified.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. That is a definite big goal for me, and vision is for us to be more unified as a town. Huge for me.
Well, that kind of leads into the final question here today, is what kind of a legacy or impact would you like to leave if you're to be on the town council for Raymond?
I absolutely love Raymond. I think it's an amazing town. It's a very family-centered town. I want to see Raymond thrive. I want to see Raymond reach its highest potential. And I'd say, as far as a legacy that I could leave, I think it would be that, when I'm done town council or while I'm in town council, people would be like, that Andrea Haynes, one thing that has really changed since she's been in town council is there's just way more cohesiveness here in town. Like, there's a stronger sense of community with all groups of people that are here, and walls come down, fences come down, whatever it is that's stopping people from connecting to the community and feeling like they're not a part of it, that those just start to crumble. And that we can see more of not how we're different here in Raymond and separate from each other, but how we are, what we have in common, and what is important to us as a community, as a group. And that we feel like this is our home, that everyone here feels like this is my home and I feel like I belong here. And that is a core, what would you say, like a fundamental need for people, for human beings to feel like they belong. And that's what I want for people to feel like here in Raymond. And that would be my legacy, is for people to feel like they belong here.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for answering these questions today, and thank you for listening. Those of you who have been with us the whole time, congratulations, you made it to the end. And
you did it!
We look forward to running into you in person.